When companies need money, they have two options, which is equity and debt. So think of them as two different ways to raise capital. Each has its pros and cons and even long-term impact. So in this video, let's break it down. So let us start with equity. Equity means ownership. When a company gives equity, it's giving away a piece of itself. Investors who buy equity, like venture capitalists or angel investors, they become partial owners of that company. They share in the profits and even the losses and risk. So if the company grows, the value of their equity increases. If it falls, they lose that investment. Now, the upside of equity is that there is no repayment pressure. Companies don't have to return the money like a loan, but there is a trade off. Equity dilutes ownership. The more equity you give away, the less control you have. And since equity holders share in the profits, you're also giving away future earnings. Now, let us talk about debt. So, debt means borrowing money, usually from banks, NBFCs, which is non banking financial institutions, or private lenders. The company agrees to repay the money over time with interest. It's just like a personal loan, but for business. Now, the good part about debt is that you keep full ownership of your company. So, no equity is given away, profits stay with the original owners. But debt comes with certain strings, and that is fixed repayments. Whether the business is booming or struggling, you have to make your payments. If you miss your payments, you risk having penalties, you have bad credit, and even legal trouble, and of course, your name goes down the hill. So, if you are a company or a startup, what do you choose? I feel startups often go for equity, especially in the early stages, because they don't usually have stable revenue or assets, so getting a loan is hard. Plus, there is no fixed income, so paying interest also becomes difficult. Also, if you have equity investors, they also bring in advice, connections, and patience. So, that's very helpful for a startup. On the other hand, if you are an established business with predictable income, you might prefer debt. And the reason is simple, because you don't want to give up ownership. You borrow for a little time, you grow, and then you repay that money, and you still end up keeping 100% of your company. So, in reality, most companies use a mix of both: debt for short term needs, equity for long term growth. It's all about balancing control, costs, and risk. So, next time you hear a company raised funds, ask yourself, was it equity or debt? Because how they raise money tells you a lot about how they plan to grow.